All right. We are live for another edition of the Press Box. Try to get the Press Box off. There we go. And we are here live, episode number 4 of the Press Box, and we have former Chicks radio personality, Mifflin County historian extraordinaire, David Burman, the Burmanator. Thanks for coming on, Dave.
Yo, from Delco, baby. I've really grew up down here. Then I was gone all those years in Central PA, but I picked up a lot of Delco stuff, if you know what I mean. A very diversified area down here. It's crazy. 8th season, Carson and Mr. Varner down here already. Unbelievable.
That's right. I forgot to introduce my co-host. Sorry, Kenny. Kenny V, the Varner of hometown sports scene, my co-host here on the Press Box. How are you doing tonight, Kenny?
I'm doing awesome. How about you?
Couldn't be better.
Let me start the show off.
Talk to the Burmanator. We're going to talk about Mifflin County stuff, Central PA stuff, but we're going to talk about down his area too, the Delco area, because his Chester Clippers state ranked, and it's not basketball, people.
Yeah, I know. And then we'll get to that in a minute, but I got 13 years up there on the radio, announced some epic games between Indian Valley, Lewistown. Started there 2002, just after Bob Hauer and Joel Diamond called the state final game on Chicks 105. I came a few weeks after that, Lewistown, with the Stork boys. I think Richie, and I'm not sure if Joe was on that team, but how about that 2002 Lewistown baseball team, state champs, and then met you guys the first year, and the rest is history. But anyway, 2013, what a thrill. 3rd season for Mifflin County high school football, and District 6 champs beat State College in the District 6 top level 4A, which they are now. They're still 6A now. Yeah. 4A state semifinals, and then blasted Du Bois in the District 6 championship. And you remember, guys, playing that tough schedule, mid-pen schedule, really helped out. But anyway, here's a shirt. I still got it. How's that look, guys?
Nice. Did you buy that, or did they give it to you?
I had to buy it.
Oh, okay.
I get free stuff down here, but that's all right. No, it's a whatever. But District, and then do you guys remember the game in the blizzard? Brian, you and I are on the field talking to George.
That was the worst, coldest damn game he ever covered.
And the press box, it was at the Mansell Stadium, Du Bois, beautiful press box, but it was mobbed, and we lost in overtime. It was Erie McDowell sent the game in the overtime.
How he made that kick, I don't know. With the wind blizzard. Swirling.
Me, you, Bob Hauer. Kenny, were you at that game that night?
No, I wasn't. No.
My honey was. My honey says hi to everybody. Brenda.
Hello, Brenda.
She went to West Snyder High School, class of, she's 9 years younger than me. I'm 60.
You don't want to tell a woman's age on the air.
No, but I'm 64 now, guys. I'm actually older than Donahue. How about that? Can I say that on the air? Jed Donahue.
Yeah, you can say it on the air.
I'm not going to try to cross the line too much. You know, I used to tell it like it is up there, guys.
I know.
I appreciate the articles you guys did on me. Kenny, you did an article on me when I first got there. Rotary Club, do you remember that?
I do. Yes, I do.
And somebody, guy named Frank, and I forget his last name, Kenny. He was part of the Rotary Club, and he asked me, well, who do you think is going to win the Penn State Notre Dame game this weekend? And I predicted Notre Dame because Penn State they had like 5 straight losing seasons under Paterno. Right. And I thought, and then they got mad at me, and what a way to start off my career there, going against Penn State. But Penn State won. I'm a Penn State fan, and they got it done. And then Brian, I met you at Marie's Restaurant.
My wife's restaurant. Yep.
Unbelievable pizza. You gave me all kinds of inside scoop, and it was just unbelievable at those days. So it was a quick 13 years, and it's been a quick 8 years here. So, yeah, fire away, guys.
Time flies, doesn't it?
You can ask me anything, okay?
Time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah, I want to know. I'm going to have to put these glasses on. So now.
Okay, before we get into the stuff we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Are your Eagles legit or what?
We'll see. Who would have thought they would have won it in 2017? And everybody blast Carson Wentz. He helped us win a world championship, our 4th. We won it in 48, 49, 60 with Chuck Bednarik and Ted Dean, a man from Radnor. And then we also won.
I think Jalen Hurts is surprising everybody with the way he's playing.
So far, so good. We'll have to wait and see, one game at a time. But
they only have one problem.
What's that?
The Rams are in their same conference. Everybody's writing off the Super Bowl champs.
I'm so happy.
I don't know why.
Yeah. The Rams won it last year, man. It was great. And Kevin O'Connell, whose dad is from Delco, went to St. James High School in Chester. Kevin O'Connell was the offensive coordinator for the Rams last couple of years.
Yep.
World champ, and now first-year head coach for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yes, and they will be. You've already.
You guys follow me on Facebook. So, is there a live chat where people? Because when I do my stuff on
all you have to do on the YouTube, it's already there. Facebook, you just click expand, and there will be a live chat if anybody wants to ask David any questions.
All right, you can do it because I can't see it. All right.
Yeah, it'll pop up here. I'll show you.
All right. Okay.
I have. For advertising, we'll do that right now. Dave is on. Let me get that up here.
There it is, yeah.
Delco Sports 360 with Dave Burman on YouTube. You have that on Mondays, correct?
Yeah, it's based in Chester. We have a new location. We were on, I think, 9th Street. Now I forget the name of the street. Really technically in Upland, PA. And then we moved down the street now. But I try to do as many Mondays as I can. It's crazy, man. It's just there's so many schools. And obviously the Chester people have reached out. They want the publicity, and they are playing football with an edge. And we'll get to that in just a moment because there's still doubters, and they've had some whatever, man. So it's tough. So we'll get to what we want to do with our schools down here, too. But if anybody has a question, I know Ed Stewart's listening. You said Coach Breon. Might be checking in. So anyway, anybody has any questions, let me know. Even some of the history.
If he is listening, Coach Breon, I'd like you to come on the show.
Oh, I mean, great. You're doing a great job.
You have my email, so let me know.
I love the Hidley's interview, bro. That was great.
Hey, they're great kids, man, and I call them kids because I'm an old man. But they're so professional. They're easy to talk to.
Yeah, well, you can tell Hayden. Well, I announced Heath's a lot of his college games at Ursinus back in the day. I was PA announcer Ursinus 16, 17, 18, 19 for 4 years. And part of that was Heath. Did a great job. Big key player, along with John Michael McClay and Jerzarek and Kyle Cayley in that 2013.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see the football team off to there at 4-1. I
was going to ask you about that. What are your thoughts on?
I've seen some video. Yeah, they're getting the job done. They got it. Well, against that, they have to. It's going to be tough. They'll play McDevitt, and they're 4A, but they're whatever. They're basically a 6A team. I would like to see them eventually down the road go back to playing or try to get a schedule, even if it's independent. More 6A team, because Mifflin County is a 6A team. That will help them down the road build. And the goal is obviously to be like State College and try to keep winning District 6 championships and then go to the states. But to get to State College, you got to play them every year. And then you need to play more 6A teams than 5 or 4A teams. And we'll get to that, what we're trying to do down here in Delco, because some of these 6A, 5A matchups in Chester and Delaware County are just mismatches, man. It's really tough for these 5A schools to match up with a 6A school.
I think the biggest difference, I don't know if you maybe looked at replays or streams or anything on the Huskies, Dave.
Yes, I saw the Isaiah Reed, Tomahawk, former.
I was getting ready to say that. The big difference this year, last year the offensive line was young and really got beat up almost every game. And now they are so much better, and it's allowed Deacon Schaefer to rush for over 500 yards so far. And the other difference is Landon Eichhorn at quarterback. Mifflin County hasn't had a quarterback like that in a while.
Well, Noah Wright did have a tremendous year in 2018. You got to give him a lot of credit. These are all my YMCA guys back in the day. As for Landon and Deacon, a lot of these kids, because I've been coming back here and there over the years, I announced a bunch of their several of their championship games. Juniata Valley Football League, which is, I don't know why that's gone. You got rid of it. And then Keystone Football, I did some of those games over the years, even when I came back. And so I saw the Dupree Reed, what potential he has, guys. And he's only a sophomore, Isaiah's brother. But Isaiah, great job. I saw his post beginning of the year, work with these big, massive, and Coach Breon, after Mifflin County got blasted by Altoona 38-0, he said, I love his quotes, we got to get bigger, we got to get stronger, we got to work hard. You guys got it made up there. You don't have to really worry about the private schools taking your kids. You're one county school. You should be I've been saying it for years, a gold mine up there. And Coach Breon in the preseason, I loved it when he says sleeping giant. So, so 4-1, Cedar Cliff coming up this week. This ties in the 12-year history, the best 5-game start for the program. The 2013 team also started off winning 4 of their first 5 games. So, the 2018 team, by the way, they started off 0-4, won their last 6 games. But then you run into State College, playing the smaller school schedule, and State College blasted them 42-7. But I'm just giving the facts.
The other thing, I mean, they are solid on the line now this year. Reagan Ediger's been a beast on defense.
I've seen him, yeah.
And they've got a stud at all 3 important skill positions. Eichhorn at quarterback, Schaefer at running back, and Isaac Wilson, the Euphema winner last year, is just all over the field. Last week, he had, against Palmyra, 3 catches, 90 yards, touchdown, and then he had an interception. He's all over the field.
Number 18, right? I was impressed with that. It's hard because I'm public address announcer Friday night home games, Coatesville, big time. Chester Saturdays, they've turned it around the last few years, but it's hard to win. I'll get to that in a minute. But they're just doing all kinds of different stuff, guys. But the Huskies, so at Cedar Cliff, they have a really good chance.
They'll be down at Cedar Cliff. Going to be a tough one though. Cedar Cliff's 2-3, but they're still always tough.
Yeah, a great coach, Coach Gillen. So I'll be following. And Ethan, the older brother, I know him. All these guys from back in the day. It's unbelievable.
Now I hope they prove me wrong. And if anybody's listening from Mifflin County football, I hope they get pissed when I say this, because I want them to be pissed and go down and do it. But I think the only game that they're really not going to be in is McDevitt.
Well, that's good. Yeah, look at McDevitt's doing to everybody. You know what I mean? So,
they're ranked 2nd in the state in 4A behind Aliquippa. Went down and crushed LaSalle. Yep. Their only loss is by 2 to Imhotep Charter.
Yeah, we'll get to them in a minute. Yeah, they've Imhotep's ridiculously loaded. They're 5A. Roman Catholic dropped the 5A, so they're going to meet for the District 12 championship later. But back to Landon Eichhorn, Jr. He has 8 touchdown passes this season through 5 games. The record, Drew Williams on the Williams boys. Yes. Johnny and Jason and Eric, the dad, and Steve, the grandfather. Drew in 2016 had 8 touchdown passes, 1,188 yards, second in program history. So records could be broken, but they got to keep playing. They got to get offensive line, defensive lines win games, and we know that down here in Delaware County. And multi-sport athletes, brother, multi-sport athletes.
That's the biggest difference this year with the Huskies is the line, both sides of the line. Plus, in the preseason, Coach Breon told me, they run the air raid offense, and everybody thinks, it's an offshoot of old Mouse Davis and all that, always throwing. And he was like, listen, you can run out of this. And, boy, he's been dead on because Schaefer's got, I believe it's the last time I looked, he has 557 yards. He's averaging 111 yards a game.
Yeah, he runs hard. I saw the what game did I? Well, I had a chance to actually watch the Altoona. It was amazing. And then Altoona got blasted by State College the next week, but Altoona came back with a nice win over CD East, who's a little down. But yeah, the Mid-Penn Commonwealth is it's going to be Harrisburg and State College. Yeah, it's going to be between them, and it's just like it was pretty much last year. But anyway, keep going.
Schaefer has a chance to be the only 1,000-yarder in Mifflin County history was Heath.
2013.
1,355. I don't know if Deacon will reach that, but he does. If he's averaging 111 a game.
Yeah, look at that competition.
He could get 1,000 yards.
Heath was running against. Oh man, I mean, whew. But it was a lot of fun seeing the first few years of the program. Mifflin County 7-4 we went out to Altoona for it was on Erie McDowell. Actually, Erie Strong Vincent lost to them out in Erie first round. That was 2011, the first year. 2002, we were 4-6. Mifflin County didn't go to the playoffs, and then the next year started 4-0, then lost 6 in a row, but qualified for the playoffs, and then beat State College in the District 6 semifinals in State College, and then, as I said, Du Bois, and then the Erie McDowell game. It's been a struggle since, except for 2018. And Kenny, great job, Kenny, with the Burnham Bulldogs. I used to love on Chicks 105 announcing those games, Burnham Bulldog football. It was awesome at legendary Mitchell Field.
Oh, thank you. Can you believe we're going into our 15th year this year?
Wow. Crazy. It's incredible. Keep it going. How's my man, the Rocket?
Oh, he moved down south. He couldn't take the Pennsylvania cold, so he moved down to Carolina.
Roller the Rocket. Oh, my God. And Bobby Fisher, all those guys.
I saw the Rocket was like before one of Kenny's games. He's running all over the place during warm-ups. And I'm like, dude, you're going to be exhausted by the time the game comes. No, I won't. And I don't know where he got that energy, but my God, I wish he'd have passed some on to me.
Oh, I'll tell you, he was like that 24/7. There was no letdown for him.
And congrats, you guys got a PIAA state championship with the bocce team, right?
Yeah, that was great. First state championship for the Husky program.
I saw that, and historically, Mifflin, I got to throw this in, so this is really cool. You guys, I know there's only a couple of teams in the District 6, Altoona, Mifflin County State College. That's it, District 6, 6A. But you guys have a total of 21 District 6 championships through the first 12 years. Girls basketball won last year. Football, 2013. Field hockey won 4, but it's been 7 years since they won their last one. State College has really been a nemesis for the field hockey. Baseball, even though they've had 6 straight losing seasons, they did win the district in 2 years ago under John McGonigal. And then with Bernie Howard, they won it in 2016. But both years they didn't make the states because they got knocked out by nemesis Erie McDowell in that sub-regional, which is basically a state game. Look how far you got to go for the game. But yeah, that's amazing. Softball 7. What more can you say about Coach McCurdy and then Coach Weston, right? Right? Coach Weston.
Yep.
So, wrestling 6, field hockey 4, baseball 2. It's just an amazing accomplishment. Kirby Martin, unbelievable. Yeah,
Kirby, him, Dale Sear, Tyler Bedleon, Joe Kennard, Dave Ray, Trey Hartsock. They have a great coaching staff. And
all these
every
guys.
year we're a contender for District 6.
And
we will be again this year with along with Central Mountain and State College.
Yeah, who else is in District 6, the large schools in wrestling? Is Bald Eagle?
No, Bald Eagle dropped down. So did Phillipsburg. We got State College, Mifflin County, Central Mountain, Belfont, Altoona, Johnstown, and Hollidaysburg. There's only 7 now.
Oh, man, that's a grind, bro. That's a grind.
There's something Dick Rhodes would never do, the old Bald Eagle coach. He would never go down to Double-A. See, they had the option because they were a Double-A team that always wrestled triple. Now they're down in Double-A, and so did Phillipsburg drop down to Double-A. And last year we had 8 teams, but the recertification, Juniata was Triple-A, but they're a Double-A team again.
Yeah, they got off to a pretty good start. And what I've been telling people for years, because remember 2 years ago, this is boys basketball, Altoona had 2 wins. State College had like 3 wins that year, boys basketball. Mifflin County, Bob Seeley was the coach, had 5 wins. The District 6 championship, Mifflin County had a bye right into the District 6 6A championship game. And they lost in overtime to Altoona, and then Altoona lost by 50 points to Erie High, the new Erie High out there. Yeah. They need to put these District 6 teams, State College, used to be in it, Mifflin County, and Altoona, all through District 3. They play a District 3 schedule for most of the part, and then maybe add, instead of 8 teams from District 3 6A, go into the playoffs, make it 10, add 2 more teams. That's what I think should happen, because you won't have these teams with 2 or 3 wins going to a district championship game.
Well, the field hockey team does go through District 3 playoffs.
That's good. Oh, good. That's a good move, because there's only 2 teams, right?
Yeah, there's only State College and Mifflin County and Triple A field hockey.
I saw District 6 5A, so Altoona is.
Oh my God, that's pathetic. And
so Central Mountain's 0-5, and Hollidaysburg's 0-5, and it's just.
Yeah, I mean, you got only 2 teams in 5A District 6, and they're both haven't won a game yet.
It's just it's got to change. Something's got to give with it. There's so many teams that are really, really having good, over 500. They don't even in District 3 don't even make it. In District 1. We have too many teams, I think, down here in our district too. We have in District 1, 5A and 6A. We have so many. We have a lot of teams, though, but most of them are 6A schools. 5A and both the District 1 tournament, it's a 16 teams go, so it's like a 4-week grind in District 1 basketball and football, and then the winner of the District 1 championship in 6A, 5A. Guess who they match up with in the semifinals? The Philadelphia Public League or Philadelphia Catholic League champ. So you saw how that went.
Let me ask you this, since you brought up Catholic and all that stuff, Catholic leagues. You hear the debate all the time.
I deal with it every day.
There should be a separate state championship for private schools and public schools. What is your thoughts on it?
It's getting a little ridiculous now, yeah. But we saw last year, we had 2 Delaware County high school football teams in the state semis, Strathaven in 5A, and then Garnet Valley in 6A. In the state semifinals, Garnet Valley had to play St. Joe's Prep, a young St. Joe's Prep, we'll call it. Not Mercy Rule, by St. Joe's Prep. But St. Joe's Prep then did lose in the state finals to a boundary school, Bob Palco and Mount Lebanon High School, and they kicked
Mount Lebanon.
But beat them up. And then Imhotep played Strathaven in the District 1 5A semis last year, 36-0. And Strathaven played a good game, but Imhotep was too much. But then Imhotep lost to Penn Trafford out of Pittsburgh in overtime. It was whippy old kids. They eat nails for breakfast. They are unbelievable out there in all sports, and you've seen it firsthand. Girls basketball, football, all kinds of sports. Unbelievable.
They're getting good in lacrosse.
They're getting good in lacrosse.
I got to get wrestling in Kurt Angle was a graduate of Mount Lebanon.
The only sport, I'm trying to think one sport. Girls field hockey, they're not the greatest in the WPIAL. And the other sport, lacrosse is getting better. They finally won their first state championship this year, PIAA lacrosse. It's been a struggle. But they're getting better. I'm glad Mifflin County, Jim McCarter, Pride of Delco, getting him and the head coach, and I forget his name, guys. I'm so sorry. Coach Everly, maybe. But the boys and girls lacrosse, Coach McCarter's got that. That was very exciting last year, Kenny. I think you covered several of their matches.
Yeah, they turned the program. I mean, for being a young program, they really turned it on, especially late in the season.
And you got Bishop Shanahan as a powerhouse. They were a little down last year, but Shanahan came up there and played you guys.
Yep.
And that was great that the coach would do that. And they're a story coach. That's good. You get a feel, even though they're they're a smaller school than Mifflin County, but they can recruit kids. They're non-boundary. They're based out of Downingtown, Bishop Shanahan. So you guys played them, and Brian, to be the best, you got to play the best. You know that.
Right. And right after that game, they picked up their first win of the season. So, that quick of a turnaround.
Oh, there you go. Because no doubt. So, I think, let's go. I think I would put them separate eventually. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, you didn't answer my question yet.
I know. I would make two different classes, private schools.
Okay, so you would have a separate state championship.
Yeah, maybe we can do that down the road. But there's not much you could. Yeah, the charter schools like Imhotep and Mathematics, Civics, and Science, they are considered public schools, so they're going to stay.
I can't help it, but every time I hear Imhotep, I think of the Mummy.
Yeah, Bob Howard, same thing.
Really?
Buddy, yeah, Bob said that years ago. Oh, Imhotep, the Mummy.
The Mummy.
The Mummy. So, any comments yet? Anybody? Probably.
We have a bunch of people listening. We have a like. Somebody liked it.
Cool.
No comments yet, though. People are shy, I guess.
I reckon. I still got that Virginia. I was down in Virginia 13 years, so I still have that accent from down there. But yeah, it's a crazy world here in Delaware County. We have 25 high schools. Of course,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, and what we're trying to do down here, you talk about 6A, 5A. Down here, in a perfect world, if we can, we're trying to get just called a Delaware County League. Chester has it, Chesmont, but there's still some really tough for the 5A schools. When they play the 6A schools, for the most part, it's like when they play the Downingtowns, Downingtown West, Downingtown East, Coatesville, the 5A schools, they, like I did the Unionville game last week. Unionville, very solid program at Coatesville, and Coatesville beat them 54-7. And Unionville's not a bad team, but they're just smaller, 5A. But what we're trying to do down here in Delaware County, instead of the Del Val League and the Central League, I would like to see everything merged, become Delaware County High School Football League, and try to every week as much as you can, 6A versus 6A, 5A versus 5A, even the playing field a little bit. We're trying.
Before we get to 5A, 6A down your way, I asked Bill to explain this too. It's in 4A, Aliquippa, traditional power is 1. Bishop McDevitt's 2. What do you think of McDevitt's chances of a state championship win?
Yeah, they have a chip on their shoulder. Shanahan, the normal Bishop Shanahan team down here? I announced that game last year. It was held at Coatesville, the PIAA state semifinals 4A, and that was a battle back and forth. And McDevitt pulled it out, but then Aliquippa kicked their butts. I think it's going to be probably Aliquippa and McDevitt again, and everybody in a lot of Harrisburg people. They're a little bit of an edge towards McDevitt, and they look at their league schedule, and they said they're not challenging their league schedule in the Keystone, and then they should be. They did play Imhotep, and Imhotep beat them this year. Great game, and
it was 21-19.
Yeah, and Imhotep is a team down here. Thank goodness, my buddy Jason Kreiser, whose son's an offensive lineman for him, Malvern Prep. They are in the Interact, and they are the best team in the state of Pennsylvania, bar none. They already beat Roman Catholic, and they beat Imhotep. And, well, maybe I'd love to see Malvern Prep against St. Joe's Prep. St. Joe's Prep is 6A. And Imhotep and Roman are, unless there's a minor miracle, they're going to meet for the District 12 championship. And then the winner of that goes to the quarterfinals, and the winner of that will play the District 1 champ. So, yeah, did I answer your question? Sometimes I get off the
Yeah. Let's go now into 6A and that. St. Joe's Prep, as you said, is number 1 in the state. Then, the top 3 are your area. District 12, District 1.
Garnet Valley plays believe it or not, they had the same offensive style for years, and it's similar to Altoona's. Like that bunch, it's just a bunch. I really can't describe it. Strathaven the same way, but Strathaven's more of a wing T. But Garnet Valley lost 36 seniors from last year's team, and they are off to a 5-0 start this year under Coach Van Witt. Emmaus, that's a scary team in the Allentown area. People got to give them more credit, bro. Maybe they'll give St. Joe's Prep a game.
You think?
We'll see. Last year, St. Joe's Prep only beat the District 11 champ. Why am I blank on that? By 3 points. Oh, it's Bethlehem Freedom. It's a great game.
You have Coatesville at 3.
Yeah, State College.
At 4. State College with Dante Sheppy.
Yeah, I haven't seen video of him yet, but they were. I think I announced one of the JVFL games about must have been 4 or 5 years ago when they played one of the Mifflin County teams, JVFL. I remember him running around out there. But State College last year, 5-5 regular season. They had to scratch and claw and grind, like our buddy Gabe Kapler would say, the former Phillies manager. But they got to they won their district, beat Williamsport 17-14. Williamsport was in it last year. It was like a District 4-6 thing. And then I announced this game on the Harrisburg Network. They came to Harrisburg, and the first game was close, and then State College got them on a long field goal by the I call him Kicker K, has a long last name. And then they went out and they kind of hung with Mount Lebanon, the eventual state champs, but then they lost by 3 touchdowns in that one. But State College, everybody back, Yurka, Hermanic, and Mifflin County. There's a chance Mifflin County could run into them down the road. We'll see. State College, North Allegheny, there they are again. Watch out for them. Yeah. Coatesville, very good. 5-0.
That State College Harrisburg games would be a good one to go see.
Yeah, that's going to be epic. That should decide the Mid-Penn Commonwealth. Erie McDowell, always solid.
Yeah.
Hazelton, good to see them up there. And Central Bucks East 5-0. So they're at 6A. So it'll be a dogfight down here. I am hoping, since I'm the public address announcer for Coatesville, and I love the program the last 2 years, I'd love to see Coatesville get through. Last year they were 11-1 going into the District 1 championship, and Garnet Valley beat them like 55-13. It's tough to watch.
Who do you like in 6A? I'm putting you on the spot.
6A in District 1?
No, state championship. Putting you on the spot.
Nah, they gotta be favored. They got St. Joe's Prep.
Okay.
You can't pick against them, even though now if Mount Lebanon had a lot of guys back from last year's team.
But they don't.
But St. Joe's Prep has all kinds of guys back. Quarterback, and they're just well coached. They can play some disciplined football too. So there you go. So we'll look at I'll favor St. Joe's Prep, and there could be an epic battle. There's going to be so many great games in November.
Let's go down to 5A. You got a bunch of 1 and 12s.
All right, Upper Dublin's
Upper Dublin's number 1. You got Strathaven. Didn't you go to school there? Or was it Chester?
Oh well, yeah. I graduated. 1976. I graduated Nether Providence High School. Summer of '82, Nether Providence and Swarthmore merged to become Strathaven High School. So I actually graduated from Nether Providence. My brother Steve, 2 years younger than me, he graduated Nether Providence. And my brother Marty, Crazy Marty, you know him. He graduated '86 from Strathaven. So Strathaven, they're the only team out of all the Delaware County high school football teams They're the only Delaware County football team to win a PIAA state championship that had back-to-back 99 and 2000. Dan Connor went on the all-time leading tackler at Penn State. So Upper Dublin, solid.
Upper Dublin, Strathaven,
Imhotep. Imhotep number 2 in the rankings I have.
Roman Catholic, and I'm just going down in your area, and we'll mention Malvern Prep in a minute. But then I got to go and talk about Chester.
Yes.
Undefeated and state ranked, and it's not basketball.
A lot of our kids, the private school. Chester is fertile sports ground, especially basketball and football. Private schools down here, they just come out, and there's just so many good athletes, so many good kids that they come down, and it's been an issue. But Coach LaDante Bello's done an unbelievable job keeping the kids, most of the good kids, together at Chester High. His first 3 years, a combined 7-24, and then since 2019, 20, 21, 22, 24, and 10. So we won the remember that one year, 2021, we had to play that spring league. The Del Val did not play. A lot of schools down here in the Philly area
wouldn't play because of that. I'm not going to mention the.
And then whatever, whatever. So so they decided they didn't want to play in the fall of 2020, like 90% of the schools in PA did. So Chester, Chichester, Interborough, Penwood, Academy Park, Norristown, Reading played, and there was a few others that played. Harry S. Truman, they all played in the spring, and Chester won that spring league. It was a PIAA championship for spring football, and we won it in May of 2021. So Chester 5-1. Last year they were off to a 7-0 start. Everybody was looking forward to the Coatesville game. How are they going to do against a 6A school? Because Chester is a small 5A school. And it went back and forth. And it's funny because I'm public address announcer for Chester, PA announcer for Coatesville. How do a PA announce that game? It was at Chester. And Chester lost a heartbreaker, had a chance to win it at the end, had it first and goal in the last 30 seconds of the game, couple penalties, and Coatesville pulled it out. And then we lost 3 more games, straight games after that, all close games, including the District 1 first round game to Kennett, which is Kennett Square. Lost to them by 3 points. And then, as it turned out, ended up 7-4. So the kids, I just did a show the other night on CMP Radio. They have an edge, and they're 5-0. They're playing unbelievable football. We have an unbelievable quarterback, Jalen Harris, number 1. He's setting all kinds of records already for Chester. He's a freshman, and got to keep him home. Freshman.
Nice.
And, all the private schools are all over. Our basketball team, Chester, back-to-back District 1 5A champs, state semifinals, and we had just about everybody back this year to make a run for Coach Keith Taylor, and then 2 of our top 6'5" kids transferred. Going to be juniors this year. Kevin Rucker's going to Bonner, and then Jerkins. Lorenzo is going to Newman Goretti, like Newman Goretti needs him.
No,
nine state. There's nothing you can do. I wish the kids the best. But, Chester basketball, we have a lot of young kids, an opportunity for a lot of young kids. But what I don't want to see is Chester becoming like a feeder program for the Philadelphia Catholic League.
Right. Well, Billy Spring and I were talking when he was on, and I didn't know that I thought it was just college, but high school, they have NIL too.
Yeah.
Kids can get paid. That's like completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about what that's all about. I'm just focusing on the.
I was laughing when you were talking about Chester, but I want people, if they heard me, to know I am not laughing about the Chester program. I was laughing because of what you said to me once about, if you remember, Chester. Hey, it's a good place to live. We only had 30 murders last year.
Well, there's a lot of problems down here when it comes to the Philly area. That's all.
Burman, when you said that, I about died.
I know. Well, it is what it is.
Town. I got to give you credit for that.
I love it. I took so many people, Carl Schaefer and his boy, Ron Schaefer, Steve Williams, the Lepley, A.J. Hendricks, so many, Chris Wolfkill, all these guys down to see Chester back in the day, and their AAU, Leckley, Eckley. Remember Elena Eckley, great player.
Oh yeah. Travis, her dad's my mechanic.
Yeah, they went to, I don't know how many Chester High games they went to when they had Rondé. That was 2010, 11, 12, 13. It was unbelievable. So, yeah, no problems. Everything's good in the hood, as I like to say.
So let's get that.
So Chester, it will be. They should take care of it. Westchester Henderson hasn't won a game yet. They should beat them. They'll be 6-0. The big one is going to be at Downingtown West. Again, big school, Kottmeyer Stadium. That's a team Mifflin County. Even George Muskinnis had them on the schedule a couple of times.
Yeah, I remember.
They beat us up pretty good, but it was good that not only Mid-Penn, Commonwealth, but you also had Downingtown West on there. So Chester, Downingtown West, keep an eye on that game. And Academy Park's always tough. So yeah, one game at a time. It'll be an absolute grind, just like Mifflin County. And they should make the playoffs. And I think Altoona should win at least another game in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth, maybe two. And it could be a rematch between Mifflin County and Altoona in the District 6A semifinals, right? And that would be interesting. I could be at Mitchell Field. And when's the last time Mitchell Field hosted a postseason game in football, guys? I have it in front of me. You guys remember?
No, let me think. You mean Mifflin County High School or just the whole county?
Mifflin County never has. Mifflin County.
Yeah, I know. It's the whole county then.
Yeah, the whole county. The last time Mitchell Field hosted a playoff game.
Wait a minute. No, Mifflin County played State College at home.
That was at State College.
No, I covered it.
Whoa.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was regular season. Ugh.
Yeah, that was in 2018, Mifflin County went to the District 6 championship game, lost to State College.
Yeah, I'm at 13. They won a playoff game at State College.
That was at State College, and Mifflin County beat them.
Are you sure? I thought it was here.
No, Brian, I have it all. I
covered the game.
Brian, well, I did it live on Chicks 105. Isaac Strohecker. Unbelievable.
I never said I wasn't.
There it is. Friday, November the 8th, 2013, Mifflin County 27 and State College 26.
Okay.
Then the next week, we played.
It had to be, obviously, if it's before Mifflin County, no offense to the Lewistownians, it had to be Indian Valley.
The only playoff game Lewistown played, you guys were there probably. You remember where it was? It was 2005. Alan Muir was the head coach. You remember?
Right. That was their 5-5-1 season, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Come on, Brian.
I was not with the Sentinel then with Lewistown in 2005.
All right. Mifflin County, it was 5-4. They would have had a winning season, but here's the great thing about Lewistown we're talking about. Remember, they could have either gone to the playoffs and play at Huntington. It was really tough back then. Or play a team that they could have beaten, like a Penns Valley or whatever, and beat them and end up the year 6-4. It would be their first winning season for Lewistown since Bob Bowman's team in 1975, guys.
Yes.
Chip Yoder, Tom Spear, and those guys. But credit to Coach Muir, said, we're going to play Huntington. And it didn't go well. So we lost at Huntington 49-13. The last time, then the next year we got revenge on Huntington, 2006, guys. Remember? Coach Stoker, we won at Huntington 28-21. Then we lost 40-0 to Hollidaysburg in the District 6 championship. That's 16 years ago. 15 years ago, 2007, Indian Valley beat Bellefonte at Mitchell Field 28-16. And that is it, gentlemen. That's the last time Mifflin County hosted a playoff game. And it could happen this year. With the Huskies.
Yeah.
2017 was an amazing team. At Mitchell Field beat Bellefonte 28-16. The district championship was an absolute war. And Kenny, you had to be there for that one. At Mansion Park, we beat Hollidaysburg, got revenge on them, beat them 7-0.
Right. I do remember.
Jared Krotzer to Thad Rosenberry late in the game, the touchdown. And then the first round of the states, the only state playoff win ever for any Mifflin County team. Pittsburgh Perry, young, athletic. We beat him 54-0 at Mansion Park.
54-0. Yep.
Jay Bird, Jay Hartman, Mr. District, they used to call him. Coach Kyle because he was like in all these District 6 championship games back in the day with between basketball and football and baseball. So the Jaybird. And then the next week we had to go. Those Erie teams are just, they had our number. We went up to Erie Strong Vince. Austin Long was on that team. Remember, he didn't play his junior year, guys. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then he came. He was an absolute. He could have played college football or basketball. The pride of Belleville. Indy Valley lost to Erie Strong Vincent 54-20 at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Erie. That's been a house of and then we played the game again in the Blizzard 2013. We would have gone to play Pittsburgh Central Catholic the next round if we won that game, but we lost 16-10. That was at Mansell Stadium in DuBois. Little history there for you guys. Again, we go back, as I said in my post, 20, seems like forever, 30, 40 years, but it's only 20.
Yeah, time flies. Time flies.
So, I think District 1, 5A, I'm predicting.
Upper Dublin for real? I know they're number one, but
and then they picked up one of our, Star Reeves, remember that name. He started at Chester as a freshman. Then he transferred to Chichester, the town over. Remember, we had City of Chester, next town over, Booth Winnis, Chichester. The other next town over is Parkside, Brookhaven, 2 towns there. That's Sun Valley High School, the pride of Vincent Zarillo, even though Vince grew up in Chester, went to Sun Valley High School, one of the mentors for Isaiah Reed and a lot of these younger guys in Mifflin County playing football. And then the other town over is Ridley. You heard of the Ridley? Yeah. And Strathaven, Wallingford. Wallingford also connects to Chester. So it's just crazy, man. So on my show the other night, CMP, I'd love to see Strathaven, who's 5A, and Chester meet for the District 1 5A championship. And hopefully that happens. I would say Chester has a shot. Strathaven plays the wing tee and, bunch formation, but they can pass to a lot of athletes. And Chester's a good old-fashioned run and gun football. I love it, but they can run the ball. So we'll see what happens down the road. I'm going to make a prediction on your show. I'm going to make a prediction. Chester High wins the state championship.
What?
Yes, we win the District 1 championship. Chester, they had a 7-on-7 against Imhotep. I think a couple of them this past summer.
Okay.
And they hung in there athletically, and it was great to see. So Chester wasn't messing around. Imhotep, again, is pretty much a Philadelphia, the best players. Most of the best players in the Philadelphia Public League go to Imhotep.
We got to mention a team, though. They will not be playing for a state title because they are not part of the PIAA, but Malvern Prep.
Oh,
they are studs in wrestling, too. And they are studs in football.
My buddy Stan Zalata down here, his son he's one of the wrestlers. Have you heard that last name, Zalata?
Yeah.
Okay, is one of the wrestlers, Malvern Prep. Yeah, they just a beautiful. It's out in the middle of nowhere because my 2 youngest nephews, Marty's kids, both went to Friends Central High School, and they play Malvern Prep in baseball. And it's like middle of nowhere. It's out. It's near Coatesville. It's near Downingtown, but it's like north of there. It's just unbelievable. But it's like all these private schools. You got Episcopal Academy. You've got Malvern Prep, Springside Chestnut Hill, Germantown Academy. You've heard of these schools before.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they're non-PIAA. Thank goodness.
And it looks like 5A. Well, it looks not that it looks. It is. Not many. Only 2 teams in the West ranked, and that's Upper St. Clair, a power traditionally, and Erie Prep.
Erie Prep.
It looks like 5A's dominated by the eastern side of the state.
Well, yeah, 5A, it's going to be a 4-week grind to see who the winner is. And just like a 6A. But again, whoever wins District 1 championship, their reward is to play in 6A, probably, like the last few years, St. Joe's Prep. And in 5A, it's going to be, I think Imhotep is better than Roman Catholic, even though Roman, they have like 16 kids getting Division 1 or Division 2 offers already, Roman.
Wow.
So it can happen in a hurry down here, guys. I'm telling you, you're very fortunate up there in the Juniata Valley, Juniata, Mifflin County, and you can keep your kids home for the most part. There might be a straggler here and there.
You heard it here though. Chester. He predicts Chester to win the 5A state title.
Yes, I'm going to predict that. That is my prediction, and that's the kids. That's their goal every year. I mean, they want to win. They want to win every game every year. It's just in the blood with these kids down here, and it's great to see. I'm glad I'm part of the program. Another guy that loved working, and Chester's a small town, but I guess you would call it more inner city. Jet Johnston, you remember the Jet?
Yes,
one of the greatest ever, and he should be He should be in the Mifflin County Hall of Fame. What a great player for Lewistown back in the day, right? And he coached at Lewistown. You should be, and eventually Kenny Varner, you should be, Carson, in that Mifflin County Hall of Fame. That's so great you guys have that now. That's really cool. I saw a great picture, Kodish and Wirtz, Coach Wirtz and Coach Kodish. The only two coaches to win PIAA state championships in basketball. Coach Wirtz, 63 Rothrock.
Yeah, Rothrock.
And then Coach K, back-to-back for Lewistown, 97 and 98. But, I think that I lost my train of thought now. We were talking about the Mifflin County.
Yeah, we were talking about you got on to the Hall of Fame, and now it was about not losing the kids.
Yeah, not losing the kids. And you want to win every game you can. But I was saying about the Hall of Fame that you guys have. It's an awesome thing to have out there. And the inner city kids. Oh, Jet Johnston. That's where I went.
Yeah.
That was all. So Jet, he coached. He loved his dad was a coach at Steel High back in that. Jet coached at Harrisburg for the Cougars.
Yes,
he always said he loved working with the inner city youth. And it's I've been really, in a way, doing it for years and years and years, being the Chester High historian. And my mom and dad both went to Chester High, family, my dad's drugstore. So it is what it is, man. It's a great thing. To work with kids of and Kenny, just like you working with the I call them the Special Olympians, man. What a job you done. I love those kids.
Oh, thank you.
And Brian, I know you do too.
Yes, I do. David Fry, man. He doesn't call himself the Mean Machine, does he, Kenny?
No, he moved up now to he's the legend, since he's
the legend. Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you guys?
I remember him saying he gave the Mean Machine away, the name.
He gave it to one of his teammates. Yep, he wanted somebody else to carry it for a while.
I really appreciate what you guys are doing, Brian and Kenny. And you're going to try to get you have a Thursday show, football, right? On the
high school football show. We started it last week.
Right.
Had Brian Rogers on to talk about, since he was a coach on the 13 team, about the Husky start. But right now we want to expand it out. But the high school show is basically Mifflin and Center counties.
Oh yeah, just like
and Juniata.
Yeah, oh yeah, right down the road.
And we run down the games and who they're playing next.
I've announced a ton of Tomahawk games over the years. Well, the great thing is my wife, she's from your area up there, and her son lives up there. So, we killed two birds with one stone. You know what I mean? Go up there, see some family, and announce as many Tomahawk games as I can. And that is what a great opportunity. A lot of former Huskies play on that team. Kyle Cayley, Timmy Beck is an absolute beast. Yeah, Isaiah Reed, among others, Hunter Schaefer. It's a blessing that the younger kids in Mifflin County can experience semi-pro football right there in the backyard. It's awesome.
Yeah, and they got good support too.
Oh, yeah, it really is. And Brian's done an incredible job. And Jesse, I know one of my favorite Lewistown Panthers back in the day, Chris McClellan. And, man, I tell you what, it's great to go up there. And it's pretty intense, Kenny. It's a pretty intense atmosphere. Brian, you know that, and Kenny, covering Tomahawk football, semi-pro football. We're trying to get a team down here. We don't have it in Chester or Delaware County. The closest one is those the Cyclones from Lancaster County.
Who won it every year except last year.
The last 2 years. Moshannon Valley. No. It was
Upper Dolphin. The Comanche won it.
Comanche won it this year.
Mo Valley last year. I mean, the year before.
I thought it was the Cumberland Valley Hitmen 2 years
ago.
Oh,
yeah, you're right. Cumberland Valley and Upper Dolphin.
Yeah, they're going to move. They're going to try to play. I think they're moving Cumberland Valley up to the Reading area. And one of their coaches contacted me to see if I would be a PA announcer. It'll be closer to my home here. So I actually live in Wallingford, so I'm living in the Strathaven School District, and I'm predicting Chester to win the state championship.
They'll love you in Wallingford.
I love everybody, man. My wife says I like to kind of play both sides. Play to my audience, that's what she says. What'd you say, honey? She says I'm a BSer. So
what do you? I mean, you're like me. You like I called it. I was the media prostitute, doing for all these papers and everything like that. And when I was, but who are you prostituting yourself out to now? You said,
well, in the fall,
you do Tomahawk games.
Tomahawk in the summer.
You do Coatesville.
We have a Red Rose Thunder semi-pro basketball team in Lidditz. You've heard of Lidditz, a home of Warwick High School. State champs in baseball. They won the 6A state championship, Warwick High School baseball. So in the summer, doing that, fall, it's Coatesville Friday night home games, the Red Raiders, and Chester High Clippers on Saturday home games. Now, Cardinal O'Hara needed a PA announcer also this year, the private school. So I'm doing a game, Newman Goretti at Cardinal O'Hara football on Friday night.
Wow.
Nice.
So, and that'll be, that's in Springfield. Springfield's 10 minutes from my house. Goretti's only, they're tough in football, but they've had a lot of public schools at the smaller levels, believe it or not, have some success against Goretti, Southern Columbia. And, they don't recruit either, do they? But anyway, they're a public school. So then, believe it or not, O'Hara is 0-5, Cardinal O'Hara. But they get kids. Some of these Catholic schools get kids recruited away from even the bigger Catholic private schools like IMG Academy and the Malvern Preps and stuff like that. So it's unbelievable. So you want to talk basketball? I do Chester Charter High School. We have 7 years now. We've had a Chester PIAA single A team. I helped out Academy Park, Strathaven. They're a mile from my house, so I do their basketball home games. Did a couple for Academy Park, and I can't think who else. Chester Charter. That's all I can think of. Oh, Coatesville when I get a chance, but I'm 30 miles from Coatesville, where we are. Chester and Wallingford, Chester, right there. We're 30 miles. It's 30 miles, but traffic around here takes 45 minutes to an hour. So, yeah, I am and in the spring, not so much. Not too Tomahawk football, maybe when they start May or they start March or April. So.
And you got this. We're going to cover you for a second. It doesn't cover you good. We got you at Delco Sports 360 on Mondays.
Yes,
Dave Burman, and that's on YouTube.
Yes, and our guest, we have to be in studio. All right, old school. So this is great. This is great to do that. And you see the baseball park right behind me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I always do that. That's a ballpark. That's a legendary ballpark, home to some World Championship baseball teams and also the Philadelphia Phillies. Do you remember Connie Mack Stadium?
Yes.
There it is, baby. Philadelphia A's, world champs. Philadelphia Phillies, the Whiz Kids, 1950. We lost to the Yankees in the World Series, but that's Connie Mack Stadium and closed down.
Baseball's a sore subject for me. I don't know how.
You can die in peace. You won your Washington Nationals won
not
the
World Series, but I wonder how you can go from a World Series champion in just 3 years to the worst team in baseball.
I can't believe it. And you lose Soto. Oh, I wanted the Phillies.
Oh my God! Yeah, you traded once in a generation player for Luke Voigt and a bunch of minor leaguers.
I know. And then you won your Rams, won their first NFL championship since
'99.
Oh, that's right. Kurt Warner when they were St. Louis, yeah.
But it was L.A., which makes it special because I grew up an L.A. Ram fan.
Yes, because of Capoletti?
No. This guy here, and people know it publicly. I am not a Penn State fan. Not a Penn State fan. I grew up liking the Rams. I'm going to get real old here. Roman Gabriel and Jack Snow.
Oh, yeah. Well, Roman Gabriel came to the Eagles for a little bit.
Exactly.
And then
I'm even going to forgive Jack Snow for going to Notre Dame. But
Yeah, I remember watching games at CBS TV. It was at NBC at Kurt Gowdy. We go back to all those guys. Tom Brookshire, our buddy. Why am I John Madden and Pat Summerall? I could go on and on. So and then the Rams won the championship for you last year. So, Kenny, who's your teams again?
Man, I'm kind of spoiled. I like the Steelers and the Yankees, so I'm pretty
Yankees.
good with championships. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully, New York. You talk about a championship drought. The city of New York, 9 teams they have not won a championship in 11 years. Between all 9 teams, that's like 0 for 95. Their last one was Eli, 2011 against Brady. Unbelievable. So you talk about Capoletti. He went to one of our private schools down there. He went to Monsignor Bonner and Drexel Hill.
Yeah.
And O'Hara's produced a lot of great players. And we have Archbishop Carroll's won state championships in all kinds of sports. So
I like Capoletti with the Rams, but I was a Ram fan before Capoletti got there.
Yeah, a lot of our guys from Strathaven High School did a lot of great things up there at State College. We had John Harrer, just graduated Penn State basketball. Remember, you guys followed him. He was a beast.
Yeah.
6'8", John Harrer, and he became friends with a lot of Mifflin County people. We had Dan Connor, obviously Shep Garner from Chester. Shep, the all-time leading three-point scorer, Penn State basketball history, but Shep actually went to high school at Roman Catholic, but they did not win a state championship with Shep, but they won it last year. So we could get into that maybe on another show.
Yeah. I got to ask
in the year. Maybe you can get me on. We can get on another show. It's good stuff. It's good PR for you guys. Is everything on YouTube also?
Yes, our channel. We got a YouTube channel, and it's streamed live on YouTube and on Central PA Sports Facebook page.
Great, got to check it out, bro.
And one last question before our time is out. I don't know if I've ever asked you this. Who inspired you to get into broadcasting? Who was your favorite broadcasters?
A lot of legends, man, but the one and the only. He shoots, he scores for a case of tasty cake. The late, great Flyer play-by-play man, Gene Hart.
Was that it?
That's the man. 67, 68, I became addicted. Flyers hockey. And then we won 2 Stanley Cups a few years later, 74 and 75.
Yeah, the Broad Street Bullies.
We were taught you win through intimidation. Absolutely intimidated people. They were scared to come into the spectrum. And it's just...
Well, damn right, when Bobby Clark took his 2 front teeth out, man.
Well, Clark was like the dirt. He was kind of dirty.
Did you have Schultz?
We had Schultz. He had Schultz, the Big Bird, Don Selesky. We had the Moose, DuPont. We had Ed Stewart remembers all these guys. We had Bob the Hound Kelly was a human pinball out there on the ice. We just had a great team. We had some guys that were calm. And Fred Shiro, the coach, Freddie the Fog. He was a weirdo, but he, win today, and we walk together forever.
Dave Schultz was like the Hampton brothers without the brothers.
Exactly. Remember they used to be able to pull hair back then.
Yeah, he was a mean man.
And the NBA, the basketball's changed. It's wussy ball now.
So who else besides
Gene Hart?
Yeah.
I had, back then, Al Meltzer was a 76er announcer. We had the public address announcer was Dave Zinkoff for the 76ers. Before that, the Warriors. He would go, number 6, forward, Julius Irving. You remember those days, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Moses Malone, our last championship for the Sixers, 83. How old were you guys?
83.
It's 40-year anniversary of the 76ers' last NBA
I was 15 or 16.
So the Zinc, we had Gene Hart, we had of course Harry Callis was a great announcer, but before Harry by Sam, Bill Campbell. Bill announced Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game at the Hershey Park Arena, May 2nd, 1962. It's still on tape. WCAU Radio 1210. Unbelievable. What about you, Kenny? Who was your broadcast idol? Probably maybe Fran Fisher back in the day.
I liked Harry Carey out there in Chicago.
Hi. Cubs win! Cubs win! Ah, that's how
Will
it
Ferrell does it. Will Ferrell does that great.
I'm
Mine,
sorry. Am I getting a little bit too crazy for the show?
no, I
No,
had
not at all. Not at
my
all.
favorite was, and I don't know why I just loved him, was Kurt Dowdy.
He was smooth, man.
And the other one was, he wasn't an announcer, I guess, but John Facenda.
What?
The autumn wind is a raider.
John Facenda into the NFL film games. Let's go to Philadelphia's Franklin Field. That's a pretty good imitation.
Yeah, I like Lindsey Nelson.
The voice of God. Lindsey Nelson, New York Mets. The 62 Mets. You're Lindsey Nelson.
There was a bunch. And, of course, the man who just passed not long ago, Vin Scully.
Mm-hmm.
It's a comebacker. Fingers has it and throws to first. The 1974 World Series. I don't do a great Vin Scully, but I try my best. But Gene Hart was the greatest I could.
So where can people find you if they want to see Dave
Facebook.
Burman?
I think it's David Ross Burman. Or is that Twitter? David Ross Burman. I think Dave Burman, Burman, on Facebook. And I think I'm on Instagram too, but I don't get on there as much as I should. I got too much going on with the other stuff.
And we'll put it up one more time. The Delco Sports 360 with Dave Burman in studio on Mondays. What time Mondays?
Mondays at 7 till 8, and all the shows are archived. We have some good ones. I need a guest coming up for this week. I try to get some of the old heads in here. I'm also talking about Hall of Fames like you have now in Mifflin County. Our Hall of Fame goes back to 1938, and I've been on the board for the last 5 years, so I help elect people, to select some people into the Hall of Fame, promote people. They always don't get in, but at least I'm on the board. And down here with 25 high schools and all the rich history, it's tough. You just can't get everybody in.
No.
And I know you want to give a tribute, and a lot of people, my Mifflin County people, met him. Larry Yarbray.
Oh, yeah.
Passed away a bicycle crash down in Delaware. 52 years old. Great basketball player. Jed remembers him. Jed announced one of his games when they played Carlisle back in the day in '88. His senior year, lost to Carlisle and Billy Owens. And then he went on to have a tremendous basketball college career at Coppin State, set records there in Baltimore. And then longtime assistant under Alonzo Lewis at Chester and Fred Pickett. And then he became head coach in 2009, took Chester to 3 back-to-back state final games, 2011 state champs, 2012 state champs, both at the Bryce Jordan Center, and lost to Lower Merion in 2013, the last time Chester's been there. But Chester basketball, for a small town boundary school, the all-time record state championships for public schools with 8 and 18 trips to the state final. And hopefully it's been 9, it's going on our 10th anniversary, not even getting to the state finals, because you know why, with the charter and the Catholic schools.
Yeah.
So there it is.
David, thank you for coming on. We'll get you back on here, buddy. It was a lot of fun, and the hour went by really quick.
Yes, and I look forward to following you guys. And Kenny, thank you. Always great. And I keep up the good work with the Special Olympic kids and the old radio stations, Chicks 105, and that's 105.5. And I know that so Big Louie, what's that on the dial again, Brian? That's
92.9 FM and 670 AM.
Okay, that used to be, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I just trying to keep. And another thing you guys are blessed with up there in sports, you guys get the Sentinel, you got Kenny Varner, you got you, Brian, and you got 2 radio stations covering 1 high school. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, I'm like you. I go wherever anybody pays me.
Freelance, yes, freelance.
I'm the media whore.
All right, well, good luck to all the Mifflin County teams in the fall here, and I'll talk to you down the road. Maybe we'll do like a playoff preview because it's
sounds
here
good.
in a few weeks. Yeah,
sounds good, buddy.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Good evening from Delaware County, Pennsylvania, on the banks of the Delaware River.
Thank you, Dave.
You got it, my man.
All right, and this is a reminder, you can get us soon on the Pressbox website at www.thepressbox.pa. That is the pressboxpa.com. Our website's coming soon, Kenny.
We're getting there. It's a matter of time.
We're going to have articles, columns, features. We're going to eventually do live streaming. We're looking at the winner for that. Do some wrestling, maybe some basketball. Dip our toes in it. But we're gonna have a lot of fun here in the press box. We've had some good shows, huh?
Oh, it's been great so far. I just can't even imagine it down the line. It's gonna be even better each time.
I agree with that. So, anything you'd like to add, buddy, before we get out of here?
I'd just like to thank everyone for listening, and have a good one, and we'll catch you soon.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, less than 24 hours. That's right.
Yes, we'll be back tomorrow at 5. Yeah, it's 5, right? I almost forgot the time.
Yep, 5 to 6.
5 p.m. for our high school football show. We'll try to get a guest. If not, Kenny and I will just talk. It might not be an hour, but we'll talk for as long as we can. We'll go over last week's games from Center, Mifflin, Juniata County, and then preview what's coming up, and that'll be at 5 o'clock tomorrow on the high school show.
And
all right, for Kenny Varner, I am Brian Carson. Thank you for listening to the Press Box. Have a good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.